Just when you think we're done getting news about the they really said, he go 4 more for you. Because not only did we get even more brand new looks and footage, but we also got some story details and some character descriptions that tell me this movie is really gonna be what the hell? The movie's really gonna be fantastic. Either way, me and you know what we gotta do. We gotta talk about it. You looking for this? Let's quickly go over the newest image that we just got before we get into all the other crazy shit. So here we can see Johnny and Reed in space in what I can only assume is that spaceship. But if you take a look at their suits, you'll notice that they have the 4 on there. So this is not the beginning of the movie when they first get their powers. This must take place later on in the movie, if not at the end. Will it be the ship we saw in the Thunderbolts post-credit scene? Only time will tell. Moving on, let's take a moment to talk about crazy head placement. And look, I already know I talked ad nauseum about our first look at Galactus in this movie, but I really just can't get enough. And I started dissecting it even more, and it's just perfect. Perfect down to every little detail. And shit, if you want it as a lock screen or something, whatever you want it, there you go. But it's just really crazy to think that we went from this, my bad, I got shit on the screen, let me wipe that off for you, to just a perfect adaptation from comic panels to animated to live action finally. Like, what do you want? This is Galactus. He does kind of look like Nick Cage a little bit though. I want to take his face off. But what I really love most about this Galactus design as I started looking at it more is notice like these little textures on his suit and helmet piece. It adds like this another layer of dimension that tells you this man is a planet-sized being that can shapeshift. It feels very Unicron coded from Transformers. Or shit, better yet, it kind of looks like the Death Star. And while we're on the subject of how this man gets a suit, who the fuck is this man's Edna Mode? Does he have another celestial being, a beyonder, primordial being who just fucking makes his suits for him? And yes, I know before you go, well, actually, it is a joke. Y'all be taking shit way too serious. I know how he makes his shit. But the man beneath the mask is actually going to end up being Ralph Ineson, who pound for pound might just got the best voice in Hollywood right now. Let's all just take a moment to acknowledge his voice for a second. Roll the damn tape.
Yeah, hence.
And the fact that he's being brought to life with a mixture of practical CGI and miniature sets. Ha! Yes, hello, Matt Shackman, Kevin Feige, take my wallet. But I think we ain't done yet because we also got character descriptions for each member of the 4. And I'm letting you know right now, if they capture the essence of these descriptions, they fucking get it. They understand it. This is the Fantastic Four. Hold on, why is he hitting the Superman pose? Hold on, actually, he's hitting the renovations. But the character description for Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards, reads, funny enough, known to the world as Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards is the patriarch of the Fantastic Four. Reed is a scientific genius and uses his incredible knowledge to create new technology and study outer space. But beyond his intellect, Reed possesses the superhuman ability to bend, stretch, and extend his body across far distances, allowing him to easily outmaneuver his opponents. And yes, everything must stretch. Shout out to Mallrats. The combined powers of his mind and body, Reed fights to defend Earth with the Fantastic Four. I do think it's funny that they don't call him the smartest man alive because they probably watched Multiverse of Madness and was like, that motherfucker is stupid. The Black Bolt can destroy you with one whisper from his mouth. What mouth? What brain? What stretchy? You're string cheese. But moving on to the character description for Invisible Woman Sue Storm. Sue Storm, also known as the Invisible Woman, is a fierce protector of her family and friends. I love that. Sue possesses the superhuman ability to turn invisible, allowing her to sneak up on her enemies completely unnoticed. Sue can create force fields with her mind to attack villains and defend her team. When Sue isn't fighting alongside the Fantastic Four, she's saving the planet in other ways. As a founder of the Future Foundation, Sue works with charities and world leaders to uplift humanity and spread equality. I've read enough absolute cinema, but I love how they built this team and movie around Sue because she is the glue that holds that damn team together. She's the mother figure of everyone in the 4. And she's probably the most powerful member. But on top of that, don't forget she's playing a pregnant woman in this movie too. And eventually will be the mother to Franklin Richards. But I do also think it's very interesting that she founded the Future Foundation, which if you don't know in the comics was actually the foundation that Reed Richards started to honor Johnny Storm, who quote unquote died. And it's also a very prominent run where Spider-Man joins the team in Johnny's place for a little bit to honor his memory. Ha! After Doomsday and Secret Wars, I need a Spider-Man and Fantastic Four team up movie more than I need air. Give that man a job, please. Here's the thing. With a body made of nearly indestructible rock, Ben Grimm, also known as The Thing, is a formidable member of the Fantastic Four. Ben can punch through walls, lift cars, and defeat villains using his impressive super strength. Due to his background as an incredible fighter pilot, Ben always takes the wheel when the Fantastic Four are navigating missions in the sky. But don't be fooled by his hard exterior. Ben's close relationship with Reed Richards and the other members of the Fantastic Four give this grump a soft side. This shit means something to me! He gets it. They understand that Ben Grimm, the Thing, is a normal dude trapped in a monster's body. And that's why you ain't never saw me complain about his voice. Because when the trailer dropped, a lot of people said, why is his voice so normal and not gravelly? He should sound like this. It's clobbering time. But instead in the trailer, we just got him sounding like Cousin. But I think they're doing that on purpose to show you that he is still Ben Grimm. That's who his character is. That's his entire character arc. Learning to live as a rock monster. And this one was very important to get right because Jack Kirby modeled him after his own life. He saw a lot of him and his life in Ben Grimm the Thing. And man, Jack Kirby, I know you're up there smiling, Goat, because look at this. It's perfect. Flame on! Because next we got Human Torch Johnny Storm. Known for his fiery attitude and charming personality, Johnny Storm is the Human Torch. Johnny can burst into flames, fly thousands of feet into the sky, and absorb explosions into his body, all without breaking a sweat. As the most popular member of the Fantastic Four, Johnny spends his weekends chasing thrills, but when the Fantastic Four are in the heat of battle, they can always count on Johnny to keep cool. Say less, they're gonna fucking cook! Because while he might be a little rambunctious, at the end of the day, he's probably their most courageous member. Now, he is a hothead and he does shit without thinking a lot of the times, but he means well. Plus, I just love how perfectly he's emulating Jack Kirby's Human Torch. The little lines when he turns red. Oh! Now, as for the new teaser that was shown, I already reacted to it, but we actually did get a couple of really interesting little tidbits. Like this shot right here of all of them looking at their watches. It said, Audemars on my wrist, bust down. Low-key look like they're dabbing. You know, I had theorized that I thought their watches were like multiversal watches, like the time watch from Endgame or the watches from Across the Spider-Verse that allows them to stay in a different universe that they don't belong to. But it could just be like an alert watch that tells them like, oh, bad shit's happening. And like, this is just so perfect. Like, just look at them. That's Sue Storm, that's Reed Richards, say less. Hey, real quick, I love how their license plate is just 4 because you should know this. But also, this right here mean some to me. Humanoid experimental robot B-type integrated electronics. My bad, Herbie is my fucking goat. Let this bot cook. You smell that? Someone cooked here. And I'm just itching to get Fantastic Four first steps inside of me. Because all that shit really looks fantastic. My man.
As they race to watch the ESPN playoff broadcast of the National Basketball Association. Will the Fantastic Four make it to the Baxter Building in time for tip-off? Will family dinner get cold?
Let that man cook.
Now, time to follow along with the Fantastic Four. Sue.
My man.
Reed. Johnny. Hi. And Ben.
Okay. This guy.
As they race to watch the ESPN playoff broadcast of the National Basketball Association. Will the Fantastic Four make it to the Baxter Building in time for tip-off? Will family dinner get cold?
Let that man cook.
Keep watching the Western Conference Finals.
Hold on, wait a minute now. We got to go through this damn little TV spot for the NBA Finals of the Fantastic Four footsteps. Why am I clapping? Stop clapping. That's just what happens when the get anywhere near me. All right, I think first things first, rest in peace, Uncle Phil. But for real, I'm gonna need everyone to take a moment to acknowledge that Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm is one of the greatest castings of all time. That is elite translucent milk right there. But ladies and gentlemen, getting on to something more serious. This right here is squad goals. We got everybody checking the Audemars on their wrist at the same damn time. This low-key look like they're dabbing. This is my beat. I'm telling my kids this was the Beatles. I'm telling my kids this was the Incredibles. Took everything from me, Carmine. That was today. Nah, my kids gonna learn, bro. My kids are gonna learn. This is Marvel's first family. Not only are they Marvel's first family, they're my favorite family in comics history. I really love this split screen of an X. It's like just playing a little De Palma action going on right here. This right here, literally me and my fiance when we're trying to figure out what to eat for dinner. and hold on, man. I gotta know who's peeling out of the Fantastic car, bro. First of all, look at the license plate. They don't even have a license plate number. Everyone knows. They really just said 4. You should know this. Shit, they must have been listening to some Too Short.
Burn rubber on you quick as hell. You need some toilet paper, don't shit on yourself. When you see me rolling in luxury.
Just in case you need a reminder, I am from the Bay Area. Yay! We really got humanoid experimental robot B-type integrated electronics. My bad, that's on me. I didn't mean to use his government name. We got Herbie in the lab cooking up a storm. Let this bot cook! And I'm just so, I love the Fantastic Four so much. I'm sitting here yapping over a 30-second non-HD version of a TV spot that I just watched. Here's the thing. Life has not been grim lately. Life has been